Hi people, Chilli here from Live Listen Erased, and on today's episode we are going to be talking about the life of Taylor Hawkins and his untimely death. This came to the surprise of many Foo Fighters fans, I guess. He passed away during the South American leg of their tour, only a few hours even before one of their gigs. Now, the managers at the time came on stage to announce his passing and that Foo Fighters would not be taking stage, obviously, due to these events that transpired, and it definitely took the crowd by surprise. They played a few Foo Fighters songs over the loudspeakers, and a lot of fans joined in singing and lighting a few candles and putting them on the stage, as well as at the hotel that he was staying at. Now, back in the day, around about 1996, the drummer for Foo Fighters was William Goldsmith, but there were some personality clashes between him and Dave Grohl, as well as the fact that his carpal tunnel syndrome was flaring up, which stopped him from becoming the drummer for Foo Fighters. Now, Dave Grohl would approach his friend, Taylor Hawkins, and say, "I want you to be in the band to replace this guy." He said it a bit as a joke at the time, not thinking he was serious because he was the drummer of Alanis Morissette's band during the Jagged Little Pill tour, and it was obviously at her height, and thinking, he won't say yes. To his surprise, he actually turned around and said, "Yeah, you know what? I want to join you. I want to be in a band, and I'm sick of doing stuff on a solo tour, so yeah, sign me up." And of course, they came together for the first album, There Is Nothing Left to Lose. Of course, the biggest song from that, Learning to Fly, for example. Incredible song, straight off the back of Everlong. Great single to flow with that album. And I highly recommend, of course, everyone go and listen to that in memory of Taylor Hawkins right now. Go do it. Or at least after this podcast. The song itself was also covered by 1,000 artists on one of the YouTube clips. I forget who it was by, but I'll play it up now. So if you're watching, there it is. And Taylor Hawkins was just this incredible drummer to come and step up and fill Dave Grohl's shoes, essentially. Everyone knew that the first album, the drumming was done, well, actually everything was done by Dave Grohl. So to come into the drum kit and not be overshadowed by, I guess, Dave Grohl, that takes a lot of effort. To control yourself with him in the recording studio is just another level. And look, it helped obviously being a personal friend of Dave Grohl. He might have relaxed a bit more, trusted him, and of course it paid off in the end. Look at all the recordings that they did. It was incredible. It's just a testament to, I guess, to Taylor's skill that he would step up to the level of Dave Grohl's perfectionism, and even step up to the levels of Dave Grohl's playing ability as well. Now, back in the day, Doz and me, we're highly influenced, of course, by the Foo Fighters. We covered this in one of our episodes of Live Listen Erased during our podcast. I think it was episode 2. I'll provide the link above here if you're watching on YouTube, but I'll provide the link also below in the comment section. We do discuss the Foo Fighters in one of our episodes, and they were a massive influence back in the day. They still are, really. I listen to them a lot, even up until this moment. We got to see the Foo Fighters way back in the day, and I remember clearly seeing Dave Grohl jump behind the drum kit for a couple of songs, and Taylor Hawkins singing, and it was just a magical moment, of course. It was funny, of course, seeing Dave Grohl jump behind the drum kits and hearing him play was incredible, but also to hear Taylor's voice singing a few songs, which was also amazing. They just born performers, both of them. And Taylor's large smile is just another thing. It's probably one of the most infectious smiles I've ever seen on a rock musician. So here is this very happy guy, and it just is a great shock in the rock community at his passing, of course. Taylor Hawkins had some other projects, and some of these included Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders. He was also the actor on the movie Studio 666, which included the rest of the Foo Fighters. He was also the studio drummer for Coheed and Cambria on the album Good Apollo I'm Burning, Star 4 Volume 2, No World for Tomorrow. Now, if that's too long to remember, just call it No World for Tomorrow, because that's what all the fans shorten it down to. His last recordings, I believe, were as the DGs, with their studio album Hail Saturn, which we also covered in a 5-minute review. And it just feels a bit funny knowing that Taylor Hawkins' last drumming recordings as Foo Fighters would be as the DGs. And I also wanted to announce a future 5-minute review episode on Dream Widow album, which is the Dave Grohl side project. It has nothing to do with Taylor Hawkins. He did not do the drumming. Dave Grohl did the drumming, but I just wanted to make a quick mention there. So once again, It is with great sadness, of course, that we say rock in peace, Taylor Hawkins. And once again, thank you very much for all the memories, all the music, and everyone. Rock on. Play some Foo Fighters in his honour.